Okay guys, what is up? It's Red Hawk Zig. Today I'm going to be showing you our Choppers Champion Cash Cup game while commentating some of the interesting parts. We had a really good game and we ended up winning with 8 kills, and this is a new style of video that I'm going to be doing. So make sure you like if you enjoy, and maybe I'll make this a series. So right here we are just rotating out and I'm farming up a little bit, just making sure I can get max wood. And right here Convey sees a kid down at the brick farming, so we recognize that he looks like a solo. So the play here is that Haydos and Convey are going to sneak up on him, and I'm going to go for a beam. So I wait for him to break this rock, and then I hit him for 99 damage, which is enough to crack him. And at this point I realize that he's low, so I shockwave in on him, and I'm spraying in. But something I do wrong here is that my teammate was trying to crash pad in at the same time. So I should have waited for him to crash pad in and not sprayed, because it didn't work. So right now, again, Convey hits him for a lot more damage. So we realize that this guy is really low, and we just need to clean this up quick. So I'm just trying to phase into his box, and right here I get him, and I snag the kill. So now we get shot down, and we realize that he was a knock. So we just think, alright, well if he's a knock, his teammates are one player down, so we'll try and kill them as well. So we shake him down, and he has a spaz for me, which is also really good. Realize his teammate is just across from us, and he's actually playing for the fight. So I hit him 36, and again we realize that this is a 3v1, so I just go for the shockwave play. I shockwave up, and I'm just spraying in, and I phase it, but I didn't realize that he was in my box here. So something I'm doing wrong here is I'm playing extremely overconfident, because I think it's a 1v3, alright, it's easy. But he ends up taking me out, and he could have definitely finished me potentially. So that was a bit ignorant of me. So next time I should definitely play to my best ability, regardless of the situation. So right here I get picked up and I'm just healing up, so making sure I'm not low. And we realize that there's a whole lot of extra metal there. There's over max mats of metal there. So I just go full psycho building out of metal, just cranking and making sure we have a really nice base. And I'm pretty much just tarping us down to all the loot. So I just build a lot of metal and I'm getting us down to the loot. I'm not playing conservative mats here because I realize that there's so much there. And after this I still realize that there's 300 mats there, so I can see that we're a little bit out and we can just full metal top in. So at first we're just gonna pop Chug Splash, just to make sure that I'm not alone, because I was pretty low off that fight. So we pop Chug Splash there, and that's good. And now Haydos is going for the other guy's loot to see what other mats he had, and Convey and I are just staying up at this space. So I come up to Convey, and we're just looking for tags and snipes to see if anyone may be low that we could snag a kill on. So I missed my shots on that guy, and Convey's not really seeing many good sniper opportunities except for the kid across from us. But he's not really peeking, so right here I just full metal tarp us in, because I know that I've got all those extra mats. And I go one more in, and I start getting sprayed from this team, but luckily they don't hit me. So Convey tries to snipe him, and that backs him off a little. So I just go back down to get all those extra mats that we got from the other guy from before. So I cap out my metal again. And so right now I've got really good mats. I'm just missing a bit of wood, which isn't too important. So I'm just making sure that none of us gets beamed or sniped, because I know that that can really just throw your game quick. So I'm just staying in the middle top, and Convey is looking to see if there's any good shots, so he's just gonna come if there's anyone worth shooting at. So right here he's just looking, and I'm looking through that metal with those other kids, but he sees kids that look vulnerable there. So I look over to go shoot at them, but by this stage they've already backed off, so it's not worth taking shots. So we're all just in the metal tarp together now, and we're just staying close, making sure that nothing unexpected happens. And right here, Convey makes a comp to spray that cone because he says he's going to snipe him. And we start spraying, and what do you know, Convey 105 tags that kid. So that's really good. So now we're spraying them again, but we realize that there's not much point since they're just going to be holding builds while the other guy heals up. So we're just again chilling in our tarp looking for shots, but something I should be doing here is spraying more, since I do have 400 AR bullets, which can do a lot of good spraying. So I definitely should have been spraying my AR. And right here we're looking to see if we pull half and half, and then we're going to base our play off that. and we end up getting just out. So right here, I just want to secure high ground. So I use a lot of mats when I definitely probably should have been playing a little bit more conservative. But I do use a lot of mats to make sure we get height. And then I start freaking out once this guy's cranks because I'm just like, alright, this is our opportunity to claim height. So we need to claim it. And I end up getting it and using all my metal in the process. So Lucky, Convey, and Hados still have max metal. So they drop me some of theirs. Yep, so now I've got good mats again, good metal, so we're just staying on height, trying to get any good beams on anyone. I'm just looking across at those other teams on height, and Convey tries to take a snipe at them. And I'm just looking down to make sure that team doesn't crank up. And now we can see that the opposite height is spraying out our base, so I run down to make sure that we don't get dropped. And on this side, I see these Ghostbuster skins running past, and I miss my shots on them. So we're spraying them, and we don't get any tags. That's okay, and I'm still just going down to make sure that we don't get dropped because I know this is a really good opportunity to potentially win the game. And then I beam one of the Ghostbuster skins running over there, so I mark that. But then also Convey beams one of the kids there, so we're spraying at them. And then right here, I go up to help Kados, but my controller actually DCs for a second, and I actually get hit by the Star Grapple, which is really annoying. But I've got big pot, so it's okay. Convey headshot snipes opposite height right here, and that's massively clutch. So we're just spraying them, pressuring them, but they end up falling back, so we can't spray them anymore. Super unlucky, but yeah, that was definitely good to make them back off and stop spraying us. So right here, we don't pull moving. So I make the comm that we're just going to super shock, so we're not worried at all about our zone rotation. So I just set it up ready, and Convey and Hados just want to take a few more shots just to see if they can maybe hit another snipe or just some hard beams. But yeah, I'm just waiting to do the bouncer shock. And they're just still looking for any beams to get, which could always be good because you might just get a free elim. But at this point, I'm just like, guys, you have to go. So they come into the box and we set it up. I put down the bouncer and I throw it. And it shoots my teammates perfect, but I just get shot up. So at this point, I'm extremely scared. And one thing that I tend to do a lot is panic build. So I overbuild massively right here. I'll use all my mats when I'm trying to meet up with my teammates. And right there, Convey gets sniped, which is super unlucky, but it is what it is. So I beam the red Jades on height, and I'm just dropping down, and I see this crash pad, and I reuse it. So I build just above these kids, and I'm just trying to top in, but this tree kind of cucks me a bit. But I'm still just making my way in, and I box up, and then I'm going again. But I definitely should have done maybe a stair top there, because I get beamed. And I'm holding builds. And then I realized that I really have to go, because I'm on the edge of zone. And it gets me down to 11 HP, which is definitely not the ideal health. So right here, I'm just like, okay, I either pull zone or I die. And really lucky, I pull zone. Well, kind of. It's just enough to let me get my heals off. And something really scuffed here is I stick this big pot. And this is really not good because I'm under pressure right now and I could have easily messed up my edit. So I've got one build left here and I'm trying to use a conservative. And right here, this tree saves my life. If that tree wasn't there, I would have died. And I end up making it to Hados and we crash pad over to this area. And I beam one of the red Jades for a crack. And then Hados ends up getting the kill, which is really good. And I get all those mats, and lucky enough, he actually has a bandage cannon, so that's perfect for me since I'm on 1 health. So I heal up with that, and then Hados is trying to top him, but there's this kid behind our top, so I kill him, and then I thirst him, but I don't get any of the loot, which is definitely not smart, but Hados goes back and gets it. And because it's so noisy and I can't hear anything, this guy drops down on me and it gets a big shot on me. But luckily, Hados clutches up and saves my life. So we get his loot. So right now, we're looking pretty good, besides the fact that I'm on low health. We have a lot of mats, and we're looking pretty decent to close out this game. We're a little bit scared of height though, but Hados switched me mats, which is good. And I accidentally dropped my spaz, but I pick it up. I see this kid down here, and I pretty much go for a suicide bag on him. So I beam him, and I get the elim, and this is the last guy here, and I kill him too. So that was our Choppers Champion Cup win. So I hope you guys really enjoyed. This was a fun video for me to make, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Smoking gas, living fast, wearing velvet. Can you take a 4 or 5 to the pelvis? Plenty money going around, I'm not selfish, and the ladies love me.